Taranjit Singh Sandhu, the former ambassador to the US, is the BJP's pick for the Amritsar parliamentary seat, the hottest seat of Punjab. It is his political debut from Amritsar. So we'll ask about his vision, what brings him to here, and in this political scenario, what is his experiences and what response he is getting, because he is the first candidate. The moment he was announced as the BJP candidate from the Amritsar seat, he started the campaign, and we talked to Mr. Sandhu about it. So, what brings you to Amritsar with a vision?
Also, Amritsar is my home city. I've been coming here every year. It's a different thing that the media only noticed me when I was ambassador to the US. I have done 36 years of public service in the Indian Foreign Service, and in my understanding, I am continuing my public service in a different arena. My focus is very clear, that is on the development of Amritsar. And if you see the situation around, you will not be surprised.
Yeah, sir, Amritsar is visited by the global tourists, and it is expected that 1.5 lakh people visit Amritsar daily. And being Golden Temple here, it is the pious place here. But successive governments spared little time for its development, and we feel, as residents of Amritsar, that Amritsar is not basically coming up to what the India is achieving on the global level. So, why is it that Amritsar is lagging behind?
I think this is a very apt assessment, and it requires an assessment, and it also requires accountability. You are very right, we have a very large number of visitors. These visitors need to be converted into tourists. There are issues of connectivity, there are issues of law and order, there are issues of drugs, there are issues of development, and there are issues of cleanliness. I often say, if a city like Indore can change completely in last 6 years, then why not Amritsar? Because Amritsar, as you are aware, at independence in 60s, 70s, was one of the top 10 cities of India. And today, as I mentioned to you, these problems are galore. In fact, even issues of clean water, sanitation, sewerage, those are impacting people in most of the colonies. And you have mentioned about my coming. My first effort has been to go around, meet people, and hear out their issues, because these issues should have been resolved long time back. As you have said, rest of India is moving ahead, and at a time and era like this, we are still stuck in absolutely existential issues.
Right. And so, being a border belt, it needs special attention otherwise. And every time in the budget, the special economic package is announced for the border belt Amritsar. But it is not materialized. So, what efforts can you make to make it happen? And a special package should be there for the border people, especially the youth who lacks the job opportunities. And now this India and Pakistan bilateral trade is not there post Pulwama attack since 2019. So, lot of people are jobless. So, what is your aim? What do you want to do about it?
So these are absolutely the problems which are right in front. As you have pointed out, to low incomes, unemployment,
Yeah,
lack of connectivity,
yeah,
these all if resolved, and they must be resolved. And I have brought forward a very clear vision, not very difficult issues. On connectivity, we have Raja Sansi International Airport here.
Yeah.
We need to get direct flights from United States. I know United CEO has told me that they are willing to fly. We need Air Canada coming in from Canada. There's a huge diaspora there. Air Canada is ready to fly. We need to get that going. Middle East, Europe, so many destinations. I've spoken to Aviation Minister Sindhya. He's very positive and has promised our help. One of the very important aspects here is lack of utilization of air cargo facilities.
Yeah, only 20% is being utilized, 80% is wasted.
So absolutely.
Yeah.
You can imagine that utilization of the cargo facility here. Firstly, air cargo. It can connect Amritsar to United States. We have a huge Punjabi diaspora, almost 1 million diaspora. And if you look at the example of Hero Cycles, 1 year ago they had approached me, and today Hero Cycles are being sold in
Walmart.
there.
Yeah.
Now Walmart, you know, is one of the biggest store chain.
You were in service then?
In fact, I was the one who connected
Yeah.
Hero Cycles with Walmart.
Great.
And the first time, the CEO was a bit hesitant. I told him that this is something which the diaspora will emotionally pick up, and it has happened. The jobs are going to Ludhiana. Similarly, in Amritsar, we have lot of hosiery, we have woolens, we have beautiful scarves,
Yeah.
mufflers. If those are sold as products of Amritsar, the 1 million diaspora there, the Punjabi diaspora, will lap it up. Similarly, lot of other handicrafts. And to top it, look at, we have no agro-based industry here. We grow mutters here, but there is no mutter processing plant here. We grow patharnakh, the nashpati, which is full of iron and juice. And you may be aware that it's a complete green fruit, because in the last 60 days, no chemicals are used. There's not a single processing plant for that. Similarly, many other issues like parali.
Yeah,
we
it's a big one, yeah.
need to have processing plants. Farmers are facing issues of burning, and you know that has its own environmental part too.
Yeah.
There is an American company, Honeywell, which is using parali for aviation fuel. Similarly, other biogases. We have absolutely no proper functioning plants here. Why not? We must bring in a Honeywell plant here. They are already in collaboration with Tata's.
Yeah.
So my argument is that the incomes of farmers, industry, commerce should increase. And here are an easy solution. We have at least 15-20 vegetables, and many of them are lying rotten. You are aware of quinoas. They were thrown around.
Yeah.
If only quinoa could have reached Dubai, UAE, Saudi Arabia, you will be shocked at the prices. How much it is being sold here, what's the price in Dubai, and what's the price ahead. So, if only we can get this cargo facility going. The second would be the transit through the Pakistan border. If our stuff is going to Dubai, UAE, Saudi Arabia, it's a very easy answer. Nobody will dare stop the transit trade in Pakistan. And third is the rail link. You know, there's an area of just about maximum 35 kilometers, Patti Makhu.
Oh yeah.
Which
It
is
also very
which
big
is
issue.
not, which has not been this.
It is
I've
hanging in
spoken
balance,
to
yeah.
I've spoken to the agriculture minister.
Oh, I see.
Sorry, to the railways minister, Mr. Vaishnav, who's a own friend of mine. Definitely willing to get it going. And let me tell you, in addition, the World Bank is willing to provide assistance for that. And not only the World Bank, I know that United States, which is pushing for India, Middle East, Europe corridor, will be willing to assist here. So there are solutions available. We can talk of bigger things, but these are very practical, doable things. And I think it's time everybody needs to focus on bringing development to Amritsar.
So you are talking about increasing the farmers' income. So at a time when these farmers are opposing the BJP candidates on their issues, their cause, because their fight is against the center for not complying to their demands. So you are campaigning, are you able to convey your message to them?
Look, these protests are all political. They are being politically managed. I am very clear, and I have mentioned to you that my proposals actually will lead to increase of farmers' incomes by at least 15 to 20 times. Now, I would like them to focus on them too. MSP is one issue. And look, you need to go into the history of MSP, why it was established by the British. It's a complicated aspect. And right now, in fact, if you just look at the Tribune, the MSP which farmers are receiving, in fact, the purchasing power is higher than that. So right now the MSP is there. But what about the other alternatives, which are MSP plus plus, which I'm talking about? We need to export our agriculture products, and there are possibilities of doing that. You will earn at least 15 to 20 times. And secondly, I've spoken about creating local agro-based industry or processing, which will bring higher value, and that can be done locally. I have not heard them agitating for that. I have not heard them agitating for creating of the cargo facility.
You mean it's the political motivated?
So I would be very happy if they add anything to my suggestions. And ultimately, as they say, in any good marriage, you need a good vichola.
Yeah.
If they start opposing you even before that, how will the marriage take place?
Yeah. So, sir, you are basically a bureaucrat, not a politician. How do you see your prospects against your opponents who are core politicians?
So, the other day somebody told me, Sandhu Saab, what are you doing in politics? Tusi to bahut sharif ho. I answered back with a smile, and I am smiling at what you are saying. I don't think, remember, Amritsar is Sifti da kar, not Badmashan da kar. This is the election to parliament. We need people with the ideas. We need people who have been successful, who have delivered and achieved. And I feel that my contacts, my links will be useful for the city of Amritsar. Whether I am a politician or not, that time will tell. But on my ideas, I would like some suggestions, some better comments, not just throwing of mud, and which I am not going to do.
So you have worked very closely with PM Narendra Modi ji, and naturally he chose you for Amritsar. He must be having at the back of his mind something for Amritsar. Have you ever shared anything about Amritsar that can transform the lives of the people here?
So you know that I've worked with him for last 10 years in United States, in Sri Lanka, and the Prime Minister has a vision for development. One change in the foreign policy. India's presence is well recognized. That we are in middle of a lot of disputes where Prime Minister Modi is called to intervene. And even more important, if you look at G20, look, the G20 was spread out.
Yeah.
Even Amritsar hosted
Yeah,
it.
Amritsar hosted.
And that was a novel experience for any G20 summit.
Yeah.
Because G20 could have also been just held in Delhi,
Yeah.
like it's held in most of the capitals. But Prime Minister involved everybody. Similarly, the foreign policy has one aspect which a lot of people miss, and that is development oriented. I have seen, and especially now with the investments coming internationally, including from United States, where I've seen in new emerging technologies like semiconductors, solar, quantum. Look at any of the IT areas, the top IT companies, whether it's Google, whether it's Microsoft, whether it's IBM, all are coming and investing in India. The jobs are being created in India. It's not that India is being invaded, but actually the talent, the young talent in India is getting opportunities. And one area, just to bring to your attention, in the last 3 years, the startups which involve the youth have gone up from almost zero to about 130,000.
Sir, please elaborate how the farmer's income could be increased.
See, there are 3 clear propositions which I am putting, and I would like somebody to add to that. Firstly, the product. In this case, whatever product they are selling, there is a great market for that even abroad. And I'm not saying that, I'm only talking about the part of the vegetables and fruits which are not sold.
For example?
Like I told you, quinoa. You saw quinoa were being thrown around. If only we had got quinoa to reach Dubai. You know, the prices of quinoa in Dubai is at least 300 rupees, and you were hearing 5 or 10 rupees here.
Yeah.
Go to Europe and you'll be even more shocked. It's at least 1300 rupees. Or mutter. They are grown very much in Amritsar. It's an Amritsar product. The cost is 20-25 rupees. In Dubai, it's 330 rupees. In England, it is 1300 rupees. And I'm only talking of the extra products. That much we can use these different facilities and sell. The third way is like what I told you about the waste product. Like parali. Parali can today be used in aviation fuel, in biogas, and also Europe is already using it in roads instead of look. It's environmentally better and it is being utilized. And last, if I may add, there are no agro-processing plants here. Mutters can be processed, nashpatis can be processed. You know, the nashpati which is dropped down, that can be converted into malba, which is used in sauces and in jams. So when you are adding value, the incomes of farmers will automatically rise. And many times, that's why I say that they need to be aware that these are the possibilities and we also need to be focusing on them. My suggestion is very simple. Their income should increase, that is the objective. Whether they increase with the help of industry, with the help of cooperatives, you have Verka here, or the unions are responsible for increasing their incomes, not just making them agitate all the time. Focus on increasing their incomes. If they have any suggestion on this, they need to bring it forward.
And sir, for the job opportunities of youth, especially the educated youth who go outside Amritsar to Chandigarh, to Bangalore, to other cities, those who are in the IT sector. So what efforts can you make to bring the companies here in Amritsar?
So again, I have three solutions here. One, as you said, investments must come into Amritsar, and they will. You yourself said about the number of tourists that come.
Yeah.
If we improve the connectivity, that numbers will rise even more. More hotels will be opened, more spending will be done here, the incomes will increase. And our young children should get the jobs in these hotels. I'm sure, at least I know 3 or 4 American companies, their CEOs would be very happy to pick local talent. They will train them, but they will pick that up. Number 2, the startup culture.
Yeah.
That is very important. As I told you, in rest of India, the startup culture has picked up. Here too, we can, even the young students who are studying, they can start up something in tourism industry, for example. Have a recognized, and I will get the recognition from Ministry of Tourism, pick up people who are coming, the visitors, organize their vehicle, organize their trip around. One of them can be the guide, and they can start earning. I'm sure the tourists who are coming, and especially the tourists who are coming from abroad, will be very happy with this service. They can also help them with their hotel bookings, etc., etc. You know, many of them come for darshan. So that's one. On the other side, there are whole lot of, I mentioned to you some of the products that can be sent out, which are Amritsar products. The young can start the startups and ensure that proper labeling is done, packaging is done, and through internet they can ensure this connectivity. And you ask me what can I do? I can help to bring seed money, a lot of assistance. You know, there are what is called angel investors. There are many who would be willing, and in fact the US Chamber had come here, FICCI had come here. So they are willing to open up investment assistance. And finally, you know, Prime Minister Modi already has a scheme where women and youth are given assistance for startups.
That's great, sir. Amritsar is also grappling with some local issues like, first of all, is the garbage problem. Garbage processing unit is not there properly. And when the tourists, especially from abroad, when they come to Amritsar to pay obeisance at the Golden Temple, the first thing they notice is that lack of sanitation is there. Garbage keeps on pile up on the roadsides, and there is a parking problem also. So on these local issues, what are your plan to streamline it?
It is a shame that we have not been able to address these issues despite so much time. And I will like to ask the Member of Parliament who has been here for 7 years, if Indore can transform in 6 years, so can Amritsar. And I am confident if I am elected by 2027, when we have 450 years of Amritsar, we will give Indore competition. You are absolutely right. You know, look at this inner city. Look at some of the colonies. Yesterday I went to one colony called Taka colony. You will be shocked with the sewerage problem there. You know, the latrines were overflowing, and the residents showed me. Now it's time for this government and the Member of Parliament and the previous minister who are contesting, rather than throwing mud on me, it's time to look at the developmental issues. You mentioned about the traffic. I can give you a very simple but long-term solution. And I discussed that with the railway minister too. You have heard of Sky Train. I know metro will be difficult to establish, but we can establish a Sky Train from the station to Darbar Sahib, to Durgana Mandir, to Shidamala and back. And later we can extend it to Rajasthan Sea Airport. Just think, if that is put in, how much of traffic problems it will solve, how much of utility it will be to the visitors, and the environmental problems will also be lessened. I'm giving you just one solution. There are so many like this we can talk about.
You are absolutely right. Gadkari sir, when he came here, he actually mentioned little about this plan also. So we would be happy if it is materialized here.
And it is possible. It's been done world over. Why can't it be done here? Now, I would like my opponents to start thinking of these issues and not throw mud at me or say X or Y, which beyond a point doesn't bother. The development of Amritsar is the responsibility of all, and especially the so-called politicians who like to call me an outsider. Well, at least I'm focusing on local issues, not on non-issues.
Thank you very much for sparing time with us, sir. So this was Mr. Taranjit Singh Sandhu, who has a vast development plan for Amritsar if given a chance by the residents of Amritsar. Otherwise, he needs no introduction. He has got a very immense Panthic background also. He is the grandson of Teja Singh Samudri, who is the founder member of SGPC, and SGPC also named its headquarters after him. So, whether Mr. Sandhu's vision will bring dividend for him or not, this is yet to see. But we hope that if given a chance, he would be an asset to Amritsar. Thanks for watching. This is GS Paul with cameraman Vishal Kumar for the Tribune.